everyone. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Jason Levine, and for today, day 3 of the Daily Creative Challenge, we're going to look at repurposing video for social sharing. And largely, we're just going to revisit the content that we've been working on the last 2 days, and just I'll show you a couple additional tips around editing. So we're not going to go through the whole editing process. We've already done that the last 2 days. So now what we effectively want to do is take that perhaps slightly longer channel intro. Many of you had about 30 seconds. There were quite a few that were in upwards of a minute. And really cut it down to sort of a 10, 15, 20 second snackable, I don't know if I love that word, but a snackable, short, concise little version that you would stick on, Instagram, or maybe just a quick tweet with a really quick little video just to kind of plug your channel or plug something or promote something. Brand yourself, right? So 15 seconds, really short, really sweet. And then in the process of doing that, what if it also requires a different aspect ratio, right? So depending upon where you're sharing it, maybe you're sharing it to TikTok. Well, you're not going to use a widescreen video for that. You're going to want to reformat it for vertical, for 9:16. Or maybe if you're going to Instagram, you want to do vertical, or maybe you want to do square. Or maybe if you're going to be sharing it on your Facebook pages, the new standard there, 4:5. So I'm going to show you how to quickly do that with our effect called auto reframe, and then again talk about some of the ways of exporting and a couple things there. So as always, we're coming to you live on Adobe Live, Behance, YouTube, and Twitter Periscope. So thank you so much for joining. If you want to follow the conversation, that is happening over at behance.net/Adobe Live. So that's the chat I'll be reading. That's where all of our esteemed mods will be answering questions as well in the interim. And then at the very end, we're going to revisit some of yesterday's submissions. And I can see Adam Saldana is like snackable. It's just one of those words. It's just out there today, right? In a year or so, we probably won't ever hear that word again. Okay. Kamal, how are you doing? Namsan, great to see you. Nick Bornino, how's it going? Al Seaman, Estuardo Sanchez, great to see you. How do you upload your video to Discord? Okay, we're going to get to that in just a second. I am Thor. How are you doing? Andrew Lalken, great to see you. Valder, always nice to see you as well. Ariane Agus, Andrew, Davika, Marilyn. Oh, getting a phone call here. Always good timing there. Desiree, what's happening? Mr. Towers, RLC, great to see all of you. Oh, yes, so of course, very quickly, let's get to the schedule for today on Adobe Live. So you've got me for the next 27 minutes. Then up at 9, we've got the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge with Voodoo Val. 9:30, video editing. 11:30, Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge with Julia. At noon, we've got editorial design with Ashley. 2 o'clock, we've got the XD Creative Challenge. 2:30, draw along with my fellow evangelist colleague, Kyle Webster. And closing out the day, the design off with Voodoo Val and Emmy from Good Rad Funny. 3 p.m., 3 to 5, I'm assuming there. Okay, now just talking about Discord. So where are you going to submit this stuff? Where are you going to submit your challenges? Again, you want to join the Premiere Pro Discord, bit.ly/PR Discord. This is also where the conversation during the challenge is happening. We've cultivated a really awesome community over there, and I don't use those words lightly. Everyone is so really wonderfully encouraging and super cool, and it's just great. I mean, it's just one more space, one more place if you want to engage with the community, see what people are doing, get feedback, get some constructive feedback. I mean, it's been great seeing other people's comments and how everyone's helping one another during this process, and just kind of, shedding some light on things that they would have done, or wow, I never would have guessed, I never would have tried something like that, or that was really a cool technique, or it's just really neat to see everybody's work and kind of evolving as we go. So be sure to join that Discord. Now, with regard to export, and we'll get to this when we actually get into the challenge, you do have the ability to upload directly to Discord. So just as if you were going to upload an image, you can upload a video file. And someone in the chat here may be able to confirm this. I want to say, I think the upload limit is 8 megabytes. Now, if you cut your video down to around 15 seconds and export probably at half the size of 1280 by 720. So if you did like a 640 by 360, 15-second export, one pass VBR at 3 megabits, I'm just like guessing in my head. you could probably get that down to around 8 megs. Now, the reason I bring this up is because when we are reframing for vertical or square or some other non-standard widescreen aspect ratio, depending upon where you're uploading them, it may not preserve the crop that you're doing. So you might get vertical video inside of a widescreen frame. That doesn't matter. I'll get what you did there, but I don't know. Maybe the Discord upload also does the same thing. I'm not exactly sure. I was thinking about this morning, like, oh, wait a minute. If they're going to create different pixel aspect ratios, that makes it slightly harder to share because I don't know where, like, I don't think Vimeo will respect vertical uploads. I think YouTube does now. So if you embed those, they should show up vertically without any pillar boxing, but I'm not entirely sure. Yes, so Tim is confirming 8 meg for free users for the upload to Discord, and it's 100 megs for paid users. So if you're a paid Discord member, personally I am not, you have up to 100 megabytes that you can upload per file. That's pretty awesome. So again, 8 megs for free users. We're going to see, we'll experiment here and I'll see what it takes to kind of get it down. I've got about a 17-second version myself, so we'll see what that kind of looks like. All right, so last couple of hellos here. Cindy saying, how's it going? All right, nice to see you. Missy C, hello. All right. And James and Davida, nice to see you over there. All right. Reverb mic. Share, but please don't overshare. Do you believe in life after love? No. Anissa, how's it going? Great to see you. All right. Very cool. Sean Cosell, you can upload to your Behance and share a link there. Absolutely. So yeah, so really we recommend kind of embedding anywhere you want to go. That's the deal. Again, I only recommended the direct upload today to try and preserve the aspect ratio, but I'm not entirely sure that actually even works on Discord anyway. So you can try it. Again, hey, keep it small, keep it easy, and then you don't have to worry about embedding or doing anything like that. All right. So the purpose of today was to, again, revisit the edits that we've been working on. So remember on day one, we had our original, I'm gonna just place the source monitor over here for a second, our original long form video, okay, which was approximately 2 minutes unedited. And this is all of my various, hi, I'm Jason. Hi, I'm Jason Levine. Hi, I'm whatever, right? And we cut this by just picking the best pieces and then ending up with something. And I think my first pass at this was like 37 or 39 seconds. All right. Well, from there, now what we want to do, because now we want to, again, just a little teaser. Won't use snackable anymore. Want to tease, want to, give a little inspiration to come check something out. 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Some might even say like 30 seconds now it's just too long for a teaser. And it kind of is, especially if there's just not a lot of visual stuff happening. This is just a talking head. Some of you from the submissions I've seen, you've gotten very creative adding in B-roll and other things, and that's awesome. And of course you can do that. You can augment this video with whatever you want. That's kind of the nice thing. Remember, you've got Adobe Stock Video access. You've got Motion Graphics template access via Essential Graphics, right? Our Mogurts. Many of you have used and leveraged many of the free and awesome ones there. So whatever you want to do. But the key is you want to try and get this down fairly small, fairly short. So one of the things that I wanted to show you that we didn't get to cover the other day. So we've been talking about editing with markers. And again, the main reason that I was leveraging the markers here, if I pull up the markers panel, I'm going to stick that over here, was that first and foremost, it's just a great way to kind of organize all of the content in your video. So you can see that as I added all of the various markers on our file here, so we can see all of the text. So each one of those sections, exactly what I'm saying. Hi, I'm Jason Levine and welcome to Just Play Music. All right, I marked that as a good take as opposed to a best take. So all of that dialogue I've placed here, right? And I've typed all this in. I've added some indicators on good takes, false starts, etc. And again, as I kind of click through them here in the markers panel with the video file open in the source monitor, it automatically shuttles to the beginning of that marker. So there's great reasons to do this. I love this method. Again, this is just one of many ways that you can edit things together. Now, as you're kind of picking the sections that you want, whoops. All right, so let's play this here. Hi, I'm Jason, and welcome to my channel. So we like that, all right. Go back to that one here. Although I'm using Shift M and Shift Command M or Shift Control M to go forward and backward between the beginning points of those markers. One of the other things that you can do, so once you set your in and out points on this, all right, so we're going to set our in. Welcome to my channel, Just Play Music. Right at the smile there, set an out. If we're in the program monitor here, and this is something I wanted to show you. So if you drag your media, what you saw me do over the last few days was drag the media down into the timeline, right? Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, I feel it coming. It's here. Oh, no, it's not there anymore. Ah, gone. Okay. So you've seen me drop it down into the timeline like this. What you might not be aware of is that we also have this ability to drop on top of the program monitor, and then you get this visual of all these different drop zones. What? Right. So you can say, insert before the clip I'm in front of, or overlay it, place it on the track above. Insert, replace, overwrite, insert after. What? Yeah. So again, if I wanted to say insert this after that clip that my cursor's in front of, all right, I can do that. I can say the source is shorter than the destination. Okay, ignore sequence out preset. That's fine. All right. And there we go. Okay. Again, I can come to the end over here. Let's say we wanted to tag something at the end of this. Drag it over here. Insert after. Okay. Why is it placing it at the front there? That's weird. Let's do this again. That's very strange. Just insert. Seems to be inserting everything at the front. Oh, because I have this selected. Oh, that's why. Arg. Sorry. What am I doing? I don't want the markers cleared. I want my in and out cleared. Oh my God. User error. Okay. There we go. Sorry. My bad. I had the in point selected, and you see because I had my in and out for the entire timeline here, got very confused. Okay. So in any case, you have drop zones. So this is another way that you can edit, insert, overlay. This is already finished, so obviously I'm not making a lot of sense doing this now. But if you've never done this by accident, you probably never would have stumbled upon this view. So this is super cool, and just another way. And by the way, these replace, overwrite, you know, that's the same as these buttons here, insert, overwrite, which I never use. I never use these. I never remember that it's comma and period for the shortcuts there. I just never do that. So that's just yet another way that you can drag and drop the media in there directly. I already showed you my other kind of choice way when marking things is that I like to use the audio waveform. A couple of people were like, well, I need to see the visual. Well, yeah, sure, absolutely. But just in terms of marking the content, marking what's being said. Again, this isn't super long. It's just really easy to, you know, shuttle to a point in time, zoom in, hit play. Be sure to click the subscribe button and then, right, and then now I can just like set a marker. Again, hold down my option key, drag the marker for the entire duration of that, double click on this to bring up the marker panel, and then, you know, be sure to click that notification button, right? And now that text gets added there. And it's just kind of a nice way to mark these things up. So again, you can then set your in and out points, drag it in. You can set your in and out points and drag it above those drop zones on the program monitor. However you want to do it is entirely up to you. Okay, now once you have that, right? So here's my little 17-second edit here. Hi, I'm Jason, and welcome to my channel, Just Play Music. On this channel, we're going to celebrate all things music, musical performances, musical instruction, everything played and performed, nothing generated, nothing sequenced. I think that's enough. Subscribe! The allergies are real, Arya. Yeah, the last few days I've been dying, and I weaned myself off of all allergy meds a while ago, so I'm really hesitant to take them. But yeah, it's no joke. But it didn't happen, so now it's stuck in there. That sneeze has been, it's stuck. It's gonna come out later, and it's gonna be very loud and messy. Okay, so let's talk about reframing now, okay? So now that we have this in this widescreen aspect ratio, maybe I want to reframe this vertically, okay? So the way that we're gonna do this is we're gonna come up to our project panel, all right, and whatever the name of our timeline is, which in this case is DCC Social Cutdown, okay? You can see it's 17 seconds, 4 frames. Right-click, control-click on that, and we're going to choose Auto Reframe Sequence. When I do that, it pulls up this little auto reframe window. Okay. So the first thing is you can give it a name. So we can choose the name manually. You'll see by default it takes the existing name, and then whatever the target aspect, it places that in parentheses. That's up to you. I don't want to do square. I want vertical. Okay. So let's do vertical. Notice it places the 9:16 in there. Now you've got also the ability here to do a custom aspect ratio. So if you wanted to do like some, say you're sharing it to Vimeo, but you want to do a super wide cinematic 2.35 to 1, whatever, you can actually insert a custom ratio right here. Okay. So you have the custom ability as well to input your own values. I'm going to stick with one of the defaults. Now, in terms of motion tracking, this is, again, how our AI machine learning is looking at the content in the video here. I'm not moving around a lot, so the default motion tracking algorithm should be just fine. When there's like a lot of movement and things, you've seen in past examples where we've shown like skiers or skateboarders or skimboarders, maybe you want to choose the faster motion preset. Again, you could theoretically choose the slower motion preset here, but the default, I actually never really change it, and it tends to work really, really well. I suppose for super fast motion, if I was really trying to track something that was zipping along in the frame and it was a good enough clip to begin with, maybe I'd want to do faster motion. I haven't run into that yet. And then the last thing here is for clip nesting. So the reason why you're probably not going to need to adjust any of this. However, if you have any motion adjustments on your clip, all right, the default is not to nest. And then you'll see what happens. It says this will replace your current motion adjustments, because remember, it's adjusting the motion position, right? If you have motion adjustments on the clip, then you want to choose this nesting option. This will keep motion adjustments, but remove transitions. And part of the reason it has to do that, again, is because it's trying to configure and reframe that region of focus. So you may need to add back some of the transitions, but it will retain any existing motion keyframed parameters that you've already done. I saw some of you have done that, right? You've done some push zooms and some like slides and other things. So if you want to retain those in the reframe, you're going to do this nesting option, okay? Key point there, right? If you didn't zoom in, if you didn't push, if you didn't pan the video left to right or do anything like that, then leave it at the default. Don't nest clips and click create. Sensei analyzes the whole thing, super fast, super easy, and now it's reframed. Take a look. Hi, I'm Jason, and welcome to my channel, Just Play Music. On this channel, we're going to look like it's moved at all. Of course, and I'm static here. Musical. So if you want to adjust any of the keyframed motion that it created, let's go into our effects controls. Where are those now? Are they here? Where are my effects controls? Where are they? Here they are. Get down there. How did Lumetri scopes get over here? Okay. So in effects controls here, all right, you can see now that you have parameters here for auto reframe. Again, you can reanalyze, you can readjust position, okay? And it's showing you keyframed parameters for scale and rotation. A lot of this has been augmented in some recent updates. You can also see, right, so this is again why we nest motion. It's disabled when auto reframe is applied, okay? Because it's now using this additional, and this is why, again, if you've got stuff where you moved me around or push zoomed or anything like that, you'll want to do the nesting for that reason, to preserve all of that. So really, it looks like this was pretty much just a straight application. Nothing was actually keyframed because I'm not moving very much. If you've changed my position in the frame, though, that will change, because it's going to have to move the camera to follow my head. All right. So this is kind of a rare example of where it didn't really keyframe anything. If you wanted to adjust positioning of these parameters and things, of course, you can do that here. You can also reanalyze the clip here if you make additional changes. If you've added any B-roll in the edit, maybe you want to add some B-roll. Again, it'll look at the B-roll as well, but you can make adjustments to those on a clip-by-clip basis as well. Okay, and you can see as I'm going through here, yeah, I mean, it literally looks like it didn't do any keyframed anything, because yeah, the camera was locked down and I really wasn't moving very much. So this is a pretty easy task for auto reframe to achieve. So once you've done that, whatever your aspect ratio is, and by the way, you can do any number of these. So if we went back to our project panel here, and let's say I want to do another one, and I want to do it in 4x5, okay? Create. Here's our 4x5 version. We know this because it's created a little 4x5, okay? This actually looks nicer, preserves a bit more of my hair there. It's just a better, looks like a better frame. And same thing here. If we wanted to make adjustments, we could do that as well. Okay. Even preserve the relative positioning of the text down there, which again, if you look at the original, that's how that looked, but that would have been cut off. I wonder if it preserved it in the 9x16. Oh, it did! Look at that! Oh, I love it. Now again, maybe you want it a little bigger, so you can adjust the size of the text, but I love how it figured it out. Like, hey, that needs to be preserved. That was way too big. That was out of frame. And it did it. I love that. I love seeing those things just kind of work. Also, why is it every stop frame just looks bad? Okay. So once you've done that and it looks good and it's the way you want, let's go into export here because we've got 3 minutes. File, export media. Once again, we will choose our friend. Let's go to the opening frame. That's a much nicer look. H.264. Okay. And this is where we need to pay attention to some of the attributes here. So the source is 9x16. So it's 405 by 720. It shrunk it down, right? We were at 1280, 720. So in vertical, we're 405, 720 here. All right. Now, currently with the match source high bit rate, all right, that's VBR1 at 10 megabits. It's coming out around 22 megabytes, all right? I mean, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's pretty small though, so I don't know if we need quite that high of a bit rate. Let's see what happens if we take this down to 3.5. And looky there. No, I had not tried that. That was just an amazingly good guess. If only I had this luck in Las Vegas. 8 megs. Now that's an estimate. It could be 8.7, in which case I think you might be out of luck if you try and upload directly to Discord. But to that point, let's see if we just go to 3. There you go. 7 megabytes. Okay. And this is, again, 17 seconds in duration. 1705. Okay. 720 by 404. 3 megabits, which is totally legit for something that small. You don't need more data on that size, on that video size. If this were, 4K resolution, 2160 by 3840, yeah, 3 is not enough. For 404 by 720, 3 megabits is totally fine. So just showing you, if you're trying to shrink it down to embed it natively in Discord, mess about with the bit rate here, okay? And again, this is under the video tab. Usually between like CBR and VBR1 pass at those bit rates, you're not going to see a huge amount of difference, especially for something this short. VBR1 pass also, just from community and from my own experiments, I just kind of like the look of that one. Sometimes CBR looks a little better, but just sort of depends. Anyway, that gives you an idea of how to shrink it down, how to readjust, how to adjust the quality, obviously. You can see we're exporting video and audio. And then, of course, you can either upload directly or embed to your favorite social destination. So just real quickly in our last minute here, I wanted to show off a couple of the ones that I was just playing from yesterday. So this one is from Jay Makwana. So let's take a look here at Jay's video. Hi, I'm Jason Levine, and welcome to Just Play Music. On this channel, we're going to celebrate all things music, all different types of styles, different genres, everything played and performed, nothing generated, nothing sequenced. If you're looking for some new content to binge on that is fun and family friendly, you're going to find it here. Be sure to click the subscribe button and that notification bell for new videos will be released each week. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to just play music. Very nicely done. All right. And again, there's a good example of that's a video that you would want to nest before doing the auto reframe, because he repositioned me in various parts of the frame. So if you don't do that, it's just gonna remain centered. Now, again, if you're going to vertical where you've done all of this adjustment, it's only going to be able to preserve so much of that anyway. So that again, I'm actually interested to see what it'll do with some of those. It's probably going to look pretty constrained because you just don't have as much width to deal with. If you went to something like 4x5, you'd still have a bit of that. Same with square. Maybe it would be slightly cut off, but in a kind of artistic sort of way. So you'll just have to play around with that and see. Again, experiment with both options. You can see it's almost instantaneous. It's so fast applying that. Okay, so with that, my friends, that's all the time that we have. Thank you so much for joining. We've got the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge coming up next. We'll be back tomorrow with a multicam Daily Creative Challenge. This one is so fun. New content, different content, younger content. All right, check it out. Have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and we'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.